You will never see your daughter alive again. Signed, Longfellow. I suppose we need that last bit, do we?
Yes, we need it.
Seance on a Wet Afternoon is a simple story made complex by its characters, their motivations, and an adept presentation by director Brian Forbes, who also adapted the story from a novel by Mark McShane. It concerns a couple. Myra offers seances for the bereaved, gaining less from their small donations than from the sense of identity it provides her. Bill suffers indignities at her hands, humoring her in order to offer support while she is clearly in need.
I sometimes wish I were ordinary, like you. Dead ordinary.
The two of them conspire to kidnap a child, in order that she might appear to authorities to engage her psychic abilities to locate and rescue the victim.
Just a few more hours, and I'll go and tell them where they can find her. And it'll all come true, just as Mummy said.
This will generate notoriety and allow her to capitalize on her gifts.
Billy, what I am, can't just be thrown away, can it? And it's not wrong. What we're going to do is not wrong. We're doing it for his sake. Arthur wants me to be recognized for what I am.
Myra's sense of well-being is inextricably tied to her vocation. She has learned since childhood that there is power in denial and deception.
I had to perform. I had to get up and do my party piece. And in the end, I began to enjoy it, to look forward to it. It was nice being different. I mean, you didn't get told off, you just had all the nice things.
She proclaims herself gifted, such that she may commune with the dead. This gives her ostensible knowledge that others are denied, while offering her the solace of self-concealment. This reflects her ostensible power of clairvoyance, her insights into the afterlife that allow her to commune with spirits, such as that of her son, Arthur. It's clear that she knows on some level this is not true, yet is too fearful to admit it.
You see, it wasn't a trick. It was there all those years ago here in this room, and it was real. It was happening to me. I didn't have to make it up.
It isn't a trick. Myra expresses distress at the thought of being judged a fraud. Her entire motive for the kidnapping is to reinforce her image as a genuine medium, lending weight to the power of her second sight, while avoiding any hint of exposure. Of course, Bill's fear of being found out is even more palpable and direct. The kidnapping sequence, along with that in which he collects the ransom, are viscerally anxious, informed as they are by his terror of discovery. He goes disguised, and watches unobserved as the other players in the drama overlook his odious presence. In 1931, Fritz Lang made the definitive film concerning child snatching, M. In M, this is the visual that tells us the villain has taken the little girl. In Seance on a Wet Afternoon, Bill is in the process of transferring little Amanda from her chauffeur's car to the sidecar of his bike when he sees this. It lets him know there are kids around, and he's in danger of exposure as they are potential witnesses. But the parallel to the former imagery also calls ominously to mind that in M, the kidnapper is a sexual predator and a murderer. Bill's fear of discovery is accompanied by guilt and apprehension about the possible outcome of his dead son's plan to kidnap this little girl. There is a running theme of the power that can reside in seeing coupled with the fear of being seen. Not just seen, but observed, recognized, judged.
Perfect. Did you put the extra strong bulb in?
Yes.
The 150 watt?
Well, you saw me put it in.
Good. It's fine then. I couldn't see anything.
Myra frets about the possibility of light escaping the room in which they plan to hold their captive, and revels in the peephole that allows her to observe unseen. Time and again, Myra is comforted by knowing she is not revealed. She has grown to need her deceptions, to believe they are truths.
It's good. It strengthens my connection. Now I can help her. I can help her, Billy. Now she can share my truth.
Myra's fear of discovery as a fraud mirrors her incapacity to see herself and her situation honestly.
You never slept in that bed.
Yes, I did, dear. That time you were ill, remember?
Often she makes declarations that are in direct opposition of the facts.
Yes, of course, dear.
Knowing that Bill will acquiesce, she builds a false front supported by his complicity.
Yes, dear, you're right, I'm sure.
What about Mr. Savage? Does he go along?
He believes in what I believe. Why did I ever marry you, Billy?
It may seem that he's browbeaten, and in a way he is, but he's not overwhelmed by his wife's dominance, rather by her helplessness.
Because you're weak. And because you need me.
Well, those are two good reasons.
There's an irony to everything she says, as her belittling comments apply more readily, in fact, to herself than to him.
You miss all the good things in life just because you won't reach that bit further to touch the truth. He says she doesn't really want to go back. He says she'd be much happier with him.
As the story progresses, it becomes increasingly evident that her mental state is far further gone than he would like to concede.
I mean, they couldn't ignore me. If we do what he says, it would make the whole thing that much more important.
He is not saving her, but enabling her delusions. There's something about stage actors in film that is difficult to pinpoint, but that in my view makes them effective in a way different than those trained to act for the camera. There's a stillness about them, and their posture and enunciation are more deliberately expressive. In Seance on a Wet Afternoon, Kim Stanley delivers a performance that is the dramatic backbone of the production. The story stands or fails on her presentation of a character that could be cartoonish or shallow in lesser hands. Attenborough is also excellent, delivering a nuanced characterization of a man rendered helpless by his very need to be strong. This is a film about dealing with loss, coming to grips with a death and accepting it as against embracing a fantasy that one can hold on when it's too late.
And you can't buy your own happiness at the expense of somebody else's unhappiness.
Myra's unhealthy obsession reflects and springs from the con game she runs as a medium, and her denial that it is such. She's further enabled by Bill's inability to accept that Myra is lost to him. In his own way, he suffers the same illness that governs her.
But Arthur understands. We're doing it with his blessing. That's just how he put it. He said, "You have my blessing."
The truth is that Arthur never really lived. Myra's delusion had grown elaborate, necessary as it was for her to continue to live in denial.
It's all going exactly as we said. And when we've done the rest, when we've got the ransom money, and it's all over the front pages, that's when it can all come true for us, Billy. I'll make it come true.
Seance on a Wet Afternoon is a tragic story, in which those who grieve further damage themselves through a process of self-deception. We join them in their ritualized efforts to cling to what they've lost, and witness as harsh reality punishes them the more for trying to avoid it. The truth is, there is no communion with the dead. There is no clairvoyance. Myra is a fraud, and Bill is a kidnapper. The truth is that their son Arthur is gone forever. Thanks as always for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, and leave comments below.
It won't be a joke anymore, will it? Once you've posted it.
Never was a joke, Billy.